all you lovely people of YouTube. This is Rip4, and welcome back to another episode of Rip's Talk Show. I know it's been a minute since we've last spoke to each other. It's been about 2 weeks since we've last spoken to each other, but this time I am not alone. Well, like last episode, I'm not alone. I am here joined by Hawk, and I am also joined by Leo. So I have to ask you both, how are you both doing? Let's start with Hawk. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Mild day of relaxation after.
And how are you doing, my good friend Leo?
I'm doing fine.
Nice.
Bored, but fine.
Well, there's a few things I want to talk about. First of all, it's been a minute since the trailers come out, so people have really gotten to sit down and see how they feel about it, and more information's come out, as in just like from interviews and whatnot. That being, of course, Gears of War E-Day, and from what I can tell from the the trailer was just phenomenal. Another Marcus and Dom game. That's great. No, that is phenomenal. That's what I've been wanting. There's a bubble in my throat. We're getting a game where we're fighting the Locust. That's number one. That's phenomenal. We're getting a game set during E-Day, which we've only seen a snippet of during the prologue to Gears of War 4. And it's another Marcus and Dom game, which people have been asking for, begging for even, right? And so, that's great, you know?
Indeed.
And,
it would be also a nice introduction to me into Gears of War. Well, aside from Gears 5.
They said, this will be a Gears of War game, and by that they meant it's gonna have multiplayer, it's more than likely gonna have Horde, it's gonna have the Lancer, and I mean the Chainsaw Lancer. So we're gonna see how it was made. We kind of know from like the books and the novels, the graphic novels, it was made by Ty. Or it was made because of Ty. And so that means we'll see Ty in the game. What sucks is I don't think we're seeing Baird and Cole. We'll definitely see Baird and Cole in like multiplayer, right? Because you can't have a Gears of War game without being able to play as Baird and Cole in multiplayer, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, they'll definitely be in multiplayer, but I don't think they'll be in the campaign.
I mean, it would be cool in the multiplayer that you're actually going to customize your own character.
Well, like Gears Tactics?
Basically, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I could. That would be cool and all, but like, knowing me, when it comes to like characters like Marcus, I'm just going to straight up just be normal ass Marcus.
I mean, also, we could have both if we want.
Yeah, you can be
also with both.
Like, heavily customized, or you could just be bog standard. And I gotta say, his armor design in this is pretty close to his, like, what we see in 1 and 2, which is funny because, like, this is, like, before Judgment takes place, and we see the armor he has in Judgment. And I think this is what he now looks like in canon during that time. And honestly, I prefer this armor. Because it's more close to what he was wearing during that time. In like the graphic novels as well. And I'm very happy about that. Point is, it's going to be a very, very good game. I can tell. And, like, unlike Halo, Gears of War hasn't really disappointed me with, like, when it comes to, like, gameplay. Gameplay is always going to be solid. The campaign for 5, it was, like, alright, you know? I just don't really like most of the new cast of characters. Like, JD's alright, I guess. I don't really care for Del. I don't really care for Kate. I don't really care for Foz. I don't really care for Jin. You know who I do care about, though? Tremendously? Lizzie.
Okay.
What?
Past tense.
Well, we still don't know. Maybe, just maybe, she could be alive, but, like, heavily scarred. It'll be like Paddock.
Maybe.
She'll be like Paddock. You know, she'll just have burn scars. And, like, maybe a prosthetic. She can't be killed off. Nah. It'd be really funny if I was right. Like, we'll get, like, a few years down the road. You know, 6 is out. And then, like, Lizzie shows up with a prosthetic. And, like, I was right this entire time. If I do, I'm just gonna, like, act like I was an industry leaker. And then I won't, because then I'll get, like, sued because, like, they'll think I was telling the truth. In actuality, I was just saying shit for shits and giggles.
Yeah, we'll get you in trouble.
Indeed.
Michael John. We'll show up to court.
How the hell do industry leakers get their things? Like, are they going inside the facility? Like, what are they doing? That's what I'm
I
wondering.
don't know.
Like, has that never crossed your mind? It's like, how are they getting this information? Are they just walking inside the building, taking it, and leaving? Are they, like, hacking into the systems and taking it? Like, how are they getting this information?
They're hacking the mainframe, or fucking crossbanging the database, or whatever Griff said.
Oh, yeah.
Cross-reference the database.
Don't talk about... Look, let me just cross-reference the mainframe. Don't talk about technology to me. This shit's hard, man.
This shit's hard, man.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I love fucking Red versus Blue. I love Red versus Blue. So great.
Indeed. Ooh. Anything else involving Gears of War?
I'm thinking. We know that from the last time we heard about, like, the movie script, we don't know anything about the animation, like the show. But the last time we heard about the movie, like, they have yet to land on, like, a script they like. Because the guy who's making it is a major fan of Gears of War. He said specifically Gears of War 2. Oh,
hell yeah.
He's yet to land on a script like everybody... Like, they've yet to land on a script everybody likes. So it's going to take a while because all the people making it are Gears of War fans.
So is the Council of Gears of War veterans trying to figure out, okay, what can we make? That's awesome.
Like, that's what I love. Get people who...
Best thing we could possibly make.
Get people who love... Like, if you're adapting something into, like, this kind of thing, get people who love it to do it, right? Because they're gonna know.
Take notes 343/Paramount.
Okay. I got problems with 343. I just don't like 343. Like, I used to, like, kind of, like, you know what? Like, they've made their mistakes, but, like, I can, like, look past a lot of that stuff. Like, I just can't, like, look past it anymore. It's just like, how am I supposed to look past all of this bullshit? You know? Like, it's just fucked. Shit's fucked. But no, in seriousness, like, unlike unlike Halo has been, like, when you hear something announced that's Halo nowadays, you're kind of wary. It's like, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? You know? You have to worry.
Man.
But when it comes to Gears of War, at least in my eyes, I'm not worried. Because this new team in the Coalition, they, like, when they took over, like, when they were still developing 5, like, they added shit that people wanted. They fixed problems that people had with the game. Like, I remember microtransactions, basically, like, unneeded. Right? Like, the only time you really need microtransactions is if you're buying a crossover character. And then that makes sense, because that money's also going to the other party, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that I'll, like, look past, because that makes sense in my eyes, right? It helps fund the crossover. Which, like, would hopefully means either we get the same crossover again in the next game, or, like, under the same IP. Honestly, I hope it's both, right? Because, like, come on, Amelia Cat in other Halo or other Gears of War games, phenomenal. But, like, we could also do with some other Halo characters. Like, we could have Elites, we could have Sergeant Johnson, we could have Edward Buck, we'd have the Arbiter, Master Chief, some other members of Noble Team, some of Alpha 9.
I mean, hey.
There's a lot of characters they could do with Halo.
I mean, hey, they added Master Chief to call Rainbow Six Siege.
Yes, they did, and they added Halo 5 Kelly. You know, that means they're no longer going under the philosophy that Bungie was going under, because you can die in Rainbow Six Siege, right? And the thing was, like, we don't want to add Master Chief into things because then you could watch him die, right? And that's why, like, they would make a different character like Nicole. Oh, speaking of Gears of War and Halo, this isn't the first time a crossover was going to happen. Cliffy B, creator of Gears of War, wanted to do a Halo crossover for Gears of War 3. He specifically wanted Master Chief in Gears of War 3 since it was the sign-off for Gears of War. And since Halo was already finished, he thought it'd be a good way to sign off the two major Xbox titles with both of them being in the same game. And Bungie said, no.
Whatever Bungie being Bungie is Bungie.
Like, you Bungie. Heard, like, they're like, they were just given, like, the opportunity to do one of the coolest things ever. It would have been, like, one of the first of its kind, right? And they said, nah, we're good. Not the first of its kind. It would have been the first. Money. Oh, yeah, no, that shit would have been, like, that literally would just be, like, printing money at that point.
Money, 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 dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
You know what I just thought of? Like, have you heard that old Australian song where it's like LODSOFEMONE? What's that spell? Loads of money, probably. That's what that just made me think of. This is an insult to our intelligence. But yeah, no, there's a... I still can't believe, like, to be fair, sometimes I feel like Cliffy B just says things, but, like, this is before Cliffy B was kind of going weirded on socials. But not like Marty O'Donnell weird. Seriously, what the hell is going on with Marty?
I
I don't pay attention to him, so I don't know.
Dude's going fucking wacko on
I
like
forgot.
social media. That's the extent I'll say. I remember someone straight up. I'm not gonna say what he said on Twitter because like it's like just it's all kinds of fucked up. But Ziggy literally goes, I feel like we should send somebody to his house to see if like he's okay, like mentally,
But
or if like he has like some kind of tumor, because he's getting old, right? And it's like maybe he has like some form of like not disease. What do you call it? Disorder? What would you call dementia? What is that? It's not a disease.
I would call it.
sure that is.
You know what to call it?
Is it a disease? I didn't know it was considered a disease. Basically, something like that. You know.
Let me. I got you. Let me check it.
I'm not saying he has
That's
dementia.
here.
I'm saying he's
It's
got
not
like something
specific.
going on in his brain.
It's not really a good disease. It's like a condition.
Okay, that's what I mean,
Condition.
like a
They
condition.
just said it's just a general term for decline in brain functions,
Oh, what is that? The dementia?
according to Google.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say that.
Just sum it up. It's nothing really specific.
That's what I mean. Like, I hope, like someone just needs to check in on him, see if he's like okay.
I mean, hey, who cares when we got the legendary Michael Salvatore?
Okay, why the hell didn't Bungie fire him? Because like my Final Shape playthrough is not out yet, so like I can't really like. The point is, you can listen to the soundtrack without spoiling yourself, and there's a very distinct difference between the Final Shape soundtrack and the Echoes soundtrack. Because Final Shape was Michael Salvatore, and then the Echoes is not Michael.
What were the Echoes made then?
The soundtrack would have been made after he was fired because it's not Michael who made it.
Yeah, I did. I was about to hear anything particular for the soundtrack and while I was playing Echoes.
There's like nothing that really
Final Shape,
stands.
however.
There's nothing that stands out to me when it comes to like the Echoes soundtrack, but the Final Shape soundtrack, oh my lord, it's so good. Like, it was phenomenal.
I hope we got paid.
Oh, he definitely got paid for it because he like did it all before he was fired. But like any of like,
They didn't want it.
I don't really know how he gets paid, but I know they still have to pay him like royalties, I believe, for like the tracks that are in the game that he made, which is all of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, like he's still
Who is
getting
he
paid
doing now?
Don't know. I don't think he's employed yet. And 343, oh my god, 343 could, stop being stupid and hire ex-Bungie employees. Specifically, they could hire Michael. You can get that Halo sound back, like fully. Because Marty and Michael were that Halo sound. And, like, you can do the Halo sound without one of them. You can, like, if you have one of the two, like, you can definitely have that Halo sound, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I got a question for you. Any characters you hope to show up in E-Day's like campaign? Because I feel like Adam Phoenix is going to show up, right? I know Anya has to show up.
They get the,
Marcus and Dom, obviously. Ty, obviously.
they will definitely have to show the probably have to do. You know how there's like a I think it was Gears 3. They had like a a little snippet where you go back in time. You're defending.
That's 10
Adam
years
Phoenix
after
from-
E-Day.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Although maybe like to see more of Carmine's relatives. Like there has to be more in the pot that died before
Yeah. I'm hoping we could, like,
before
see...
the original trilogy event.
I hope we could see Carlos in-game before he dies.
Ooh. Clayton's dad. That would be awesome.
Indeed.
Because with a man like Clayton, you know he'll be following his father's footsteps, and his father must be one hell of a guy.
All the Carmine family is just a military family. Like, even their grandfather was in the military. Their grandfather, who was, like, basically retiring from the military, he was retiring the day of E-Day. And I know this because he was the first ever human to be killed by General Rom. And this happened, like, E-Day. He was leaving the bunks because he's like, okay, I'm retiring. I'm going to go home and spend the rest of my life with my family. And, like, he gets fucking killed by Rom, and I think that's kind of funny. And that's the first human that Rom kills.
So sad, man.
Indeed.
The curse of the Carmine.
I think I'm going to do a shorter episode here, folks. So with that being said, thank you all so much for listening. I'm sorry that you didn't get your, almost an hour long. Instead, you got like 20 minutes. But hey, I'd say something's better than nothing. And, topics we talked about were rather interesting. So, but with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this episode. And I will see you all in the next episode of Rip's Talk Show. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.